Welcome to the weekly Throwdown with my co-host. We've got Nate Serpent. Nate, what's good, man? What's going on? How you doing, brother?
Good.
And next we've got Clint, aka Franchise Kicks. What's good, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Franchise Kicks. Clint back for one more week for some more Throwdown.
So, what do you guys think of the pay-per-view?
I thought it was very good. I was very impressed with it, being it was the Great Balls of Fire, and there was no fire and there was no balls, but I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view, better than Money in the Bank, personally.
And what do you think, Nate?
I thought it was pretty good. I was entertained throughout the show. Maybe one or two little things wasn't really, but everything overall, the show was great, I thought.
So what didn't you like about the pay-per-view? Go ahead, Nate, since you said there was things you didn't like.
I mean, anything to do with cruiserweights is usually going to be down on the list. I didn't like the way it ended. Like, they made it seem like Tozawa, like the ropes and the Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, it was like so corny. Like when he was like dazzling by his nuts, that sounded so horrible. But it was like ridiculous. He was just He was just hanging on the ropes for way too long, right? Wasn't it like way too long, where it looked like so fake and ridiculous,
like a cartoon or something?
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, like it was. I was like, when is someone gonna do something? Like, when is like he gonna like grab him and throw him off the ropes or something? But he just let him. He was literally on there for way too long. He was on those ropes. I definitely peeped that, and we all predicted that Tozawa was gonna win, but he did not have the power. I see.
That was lame.
What else didn't you like?
What else did I not like? The women's title match? That was lame too. I don't know. It just seems like it's always the same all the time to me.
Yeah, with the BS finish, that was pretty weak.
Let me just walk out and get a ring out and keep my belt. It's like, how many times can you do that before it gets old?
And for a pretty awesome pay-per-view, I thought it was a really, really good pay-per-view. I mean, they really set a tone for this new title. That's right though, Clint. They should have put some kind of fire, right? Like flames, like you see at the concerts, like shooting flames, something. You would think they would do something with fire. And there was no fire. They played that song for a little bit, and that was it.
Yeah, they should have had like Kane to come out for some little spot and have the flames go off the ring post or something for at least some fire, you know.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Something. Yeah.
I definitely could see that. They should have done something like that. What did you guys think of Enzo versus Cass? Clint, sorry.
I thought it was.
I was typing something. I'm trying to promote this while we're live.
It pretty much went how it was supposed to go. I mean, squash match, and I was honestly shocked that Enzo wasn't on Raw the next night to show that he's tough. And but all in all, it was a good match. Cass's music, I think, is dog shit. I think it's awful.
Yeah, it's like a default. Like
it's bad.
It's so bad. It's got like digital like rings to it, and
it's just weird. I listened to it like 2 or 3 times, and I still can't figure out like what's the song building to, or it's trash. And I'm not sure what kind of gimmick he's going to have with the theme song, like where the hell it is. I think Cass is going to have to stretch deep inside of himself to match the song, which it's not going to happen. But his promo? Did he do a promo, or that was Enzo shot the promo? I think, right?
Yeah,
before the match.
I think Enzo shot a promo.
Because the next night on Raw was Cass. Yeah. So Enzo, his promo was.
Yeah, he did a pretty long promo, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was the best part.
Oh, yeah, with Frank Sinatra and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Baby blue eyes over here, you know, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but Cass has a ways to go to find himself as a singles guy because his promo skills are getting better. Song sucks. He needs a look. He needs something different, like, I don't know, a freaking face scar or something.
Now, did you guys notice, before we get into Nate's whole opinion on it all, I don't want to forget this. Did you notice on Raw that when he was walking, at one point he was standing, and where you have the big letters, Big Cass, his head was covering the C, and all you saw was big ass?
I didn't know.
There was memes of it on the internet. I don't know if you've seen that at all. There was a bunch of memes. You got to see it on the internet. There's a few memes of it, big ass, and his head is, he's in the middle of it. They're going to have to, like, spread out those words or something like that. But definitely the theme music's awful. What do you think of everything with Big Cass, big ass, or ass casshole, right? What do you think about that, Nate?
Casshole. Honestly, I thought the match went on a little long. Like, it went on longer than I thought it was going to go. And I don't know, like, yeah, he beat him up, but I felt like it wasn't as brutal as I thought it was going to be either.
I thought, also, like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I was going to say, I thought it would be like, because I don't think the results of the match justified Enzo not being on the show the next night. I thought it was like, I mean, he just did a couple moves, but nothing like super spectacular.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is, I feel like the reason they didn't have him on Raw the next day is because if he was going to be on Raw the next day, what is he going to do? He's going to still continue to wah, wah, wah. That was my friend, Cass. We're enemies. I think that WWE wants to move on now. They're like, okay, enough is enough with this whole Big Cass and Enzo feud. Obviously, they're trying to make Big Cass a big star. So they got to move on with this feud with Enzo. Because Enzo's kind of small fries now, right? Can we say that? Without them as a dynamic together. I mean, hopefully proves me wrong, but I think he's going to be small fries now. He'll be on 205 Live or something like that. One thing that I feel was a huge mistake was they should have had Big Show come in on the pay-per-view, and then on Raw, they should have had a match with Big Cass and the Big Show, and then have Big Show lose to put over Big Cass. You know what I mean? Because the main focus right now, I'm thinking with the back, they're trying to make Big Cass a superstar. So right away, you got to continue that momentum. He won. You should have had Big Show come into the aid. Like, enough's enough. Maybe like Big Cass would just keep pounding on him after he won the match, just beating the life out of him. And then have Big Show come, well, it's the Big Show. The music come in, everyone pop. He come in, running in, save the day, protect Enzo, and then hit him with that one, he can't do that because that's going to put over Big Show. Just could protect Big Cass, protect Enzo, and then get in the face, of Big Cass. Like, and then have the match the next day with Kurt Angle. Oh, we're going to have a match tonight to resolve the issues, what happened at the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Backstage, and have that match. That's what they should have done. Because now it's like dragging out with Big Cass. Okay, we'd seen nothing with Big Cass last night. Well, not last night, on Monday. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also feel like they're trying to stretch this Big Show feud as long as they can.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
That's why they didn't have him on the pay-per-view, because then that would imply that Enzo still needs to be involved with the whole thing. And they're trying to just phase him out completely from this relationship.
Yeah. The thing is though about it, I feel like Cass needed to squash someone else on Monday Night Raw. You know, like we needed to see him go through another person, because in the back of our minds, all we see is what he did to Enzo, which is like putting like a bear against a rabbit in a cage. So all we're remembering is that like Big Cass is like a bully. You know what I mean? He's like beating up like a little dude, you know, and like it would have been nice if he was thrown in the ring with like one of the jobbers, whoever's on Raw that's a jobber right now, you know, or a mid-card guy. There's plenty of guys on the roster that could have caught that L and lost on Monday.
What's his face? That guy who thinks he's the guy that Heath Slater beat in that weird match on the pay-per-view.
Oh, Kurt Hawkins.
Squashed that guy.
Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah. You could have squashed him.
That's Grimm's buddy. He's been on that Grimm toy show a couple of times. What are we going to talk about next? What else you got for me, Nate, as far as the pay-per-views? What do you want to talk about?
We could talk about that Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar match.
Yes, let's get into it. What's your thoughts on it? We'll go with you first, Nate.
I thought for a match where we all knew, well, we pretty much knew Joe was going to lose. For that, I feel like it was a good match. Like, they made Joe look really strong in the match. Like, I can't believe they had him put Brock through a table before the match even started.
It felt like a video game, right? Like, you know when you just do some outrageous shit in the beginning, in like a video game in the beginning, like, who just slammed someone through a table in the beginning of a match before it even started? That was like something you do on a video game. He came in there, he beat the crap out of him, and then just threw him in the table. I was like, yo, Samoa Joe, I don't know, he may do it. My brain was like, nah, man, there's no way. But my heart was like, Samoa Joe's going to do it. But clearly he didn't do it.
Bro,
Clint, what do you think of the entire match?
I thought it was an excellent match. The Joe
Fantastic,
and Brock
right?
match. It was so good that I want to see a part 2.
Oh, definitely.
You know, their feud is not finished. And Joe just came out of that match looking so freaking strong and such like a beast that that made Joe, like his character, rise like another 25%, like more of like a A+ kind of character now for Raw. And but yeah, just the match in general was just fantastic. It just, there's so many spots in that matches, and I want to see a part 2, maybe even a part 3. You know, go past SummerSlam. Personally, so
now, Clint, do you feel that the match was your expectations? Did you feel it was going to go longer than it did? Exactly where it was at, around 6 minutes, I'm pretty sure, or do you feel like you thought it was going to be like a shorter match?
I thought it was going to be a shorter match. I thought it was going to be not a squash, you know, by Brock, but I thought Joe would have his small little moments, but I thought that Brock would just lay the smack down and just smack him around. But he didn't. And I liked the way that it went better than what my mind thought it was.
Yeah.
And this Samoa Joe push, I think, is going to be an ungodly good push as long as his character keeps building. And I would love to see him and Heyman hook up.
Oh, yeah. They would be a match made in heaven.
I mean, let's say if Joe and Brock had to fight for the rights for their advocate or something. And just like, there's so many ways that they could take this feud beyond just the belt, just to build up both guys. And so I'm looking forward to the future of this feud.
How did you feel about the actual time length of the match, Nate, as far as your expectations?
I thought it was a good length, because I don't think past that length, because I mean, you saw Brock, man, he was so sweaty and red.
Hell yeah.
It
was crazy when he hit him. Yo, he set such a crazy tone. Everything was out the window. Like, for me, I was like, what is going on here? When he just smashed him through the damn table and the match didn't start. And then for a second, I was like, yo, Brock better not do the match and just walk out, because he could have just, when the referee's like, are you ready to fight? He could have said no, and done some, like a fuck finish, you know what I mean? Shout out to DT, who always says that, like a fuck finish. They just total BS, I thought it was fantastic, man. I thought it was a really that F5, man, at the end, it just threw me off so crazy though at the end though. Like when he caught him with that F5, I was like, I've seen so many people kick out of that F5, right? And then he had to do it again and then again. But this time it was just like one F5. I wish that WWE would just respect the finishers and do it like they did last night. One finisher, you get hit with a finisher, it's over, Hova. You're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I hate when you see them kick out of finishers. Like, they need to put a little more respect on the finishers. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why they have other signature moves, right?
Exactly.
What do we know, though, right?
What do we got next, Nate? What do you want to talk about next that caught your eye?
Clint, what else was good from the pay-per-view? Because I'm blanking right now.
The Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Awesome, yeah.
Good
Take it
match.
away.
30-minute. That was a hell of a match.
It was fantastic.
That was match of the night until Joe and Brock. Then that became match night. But up until that point, it was 30 minutes. Awesome match. Lots of just insane points in the match. Matt Hardy did a more like facial kind of broken kind of, he did his eyes and then his like his mouthing a few times and it was a hell of a match. The finish, it was predictable because those always go to like the last few seconds or the last minute and somebody swoops in and gets the win. But even if WWE didn't talk about this, but it was like 4-3 Sheamus and Cesaro. So even if Jeff could have got, or was it Jeff or Matt who pinned him? Whichever one pinned him.
Jeff, it was Jeff at the end. It was short a couple of minutes. Do you think they were behind on time and they wanted to make it a tie, or do you think it was meant to be over at that point?
Well, but even if it would have been a tie, Sheamus and Cesaro still would have retained the belts and just would have been a draw. So no matter what, the belts were theirs, even if Jeff could have gotten to 1, 2, 3 count.
Yeah, I could have seen them doing that because they've been doing a lot of like old throwback stuff, which we'll talk about later on with the whole house match where the title was won by AJ Styles at a house match. They haven't done that since back in the days, So like they would do that too with those kind of matches, those Iron Man matches. They would end up being a tie, and then the champ would retain the belt. So that's why I could have seen that happen because it was so close. Yeah,
because the discrepancy was when the ref first went down, that should have been 1, and then he still hit the 2-3, but it was like 1-2. So technically, the way that the ref counted, it was 3, but it was kind of a little bit, not really a botch, but you
kind of held off a little bit
fast, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic, and I guess we'll dip into Raw a little bit unless you guys have like a brain fart and you want to go back if you remember anything about the pay-per-view. I actually do, but you know what? We'll go to Raw with the whole broken thing in a minute. So Bray Wyatt finally won a match again, right? How crazy is that? I did not see Seth Rollins laying down. I can't believe he laid down to Bray Wyatt. I was like 100% sure that Bray Wyatt was losing. I was shocked. What's your thoughts, Nate, about that? And then we'll go to Clint.
I mean, you should have been following the buzzards, man.
Yeah, clearly, I'm not following them.
I don't know. I feel like because it's clear that they don't have any idea what they want to do with Seth right now, even more than Bray. At least Bray has like a character, people can get behind. Seth is just like a guy who can wrestle right now. Like, he doesn't really have a direction. He's this like weird baby face, but he's really not good as a baby face.
I disagree with that. I like him as a baby face, but that's just me.
And like, they just don't know what to do with him, so they're okay with having him lose 2 nights in a row.
I hate seeing Seth Rollins lose. Like, it bothers me. What did you think of it, Clint? I think you're a Seth Rollins fan too, Clint, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I love Seth. Yeah,
you have T-shirts too of him, right?
Got like 5 of his shirts.
Okay, yeah.
And I love Seth.
Or I've seen you wear his shirts.
Oh, yeah, I love Seth.
Yeah, I pay attention to that kind of stuff.
I actually read a stat on Twitter a couple of days ago that Bray Wyatt's record now for singles and tag team competition is 183 wins and 424 losses.
Holy moly. That's horrible.
That's really bad.
Oh my God.
That's for Bray. But
so they're slowly trying to fix that.
I mean he's got like
time.
I mean, that dude's got like a 25% win kind of a percentage, you know. It's bad. But I thought the match was good. They both had good spots in it. Nobody really came out looking strong, though. I mean, Bray won, but it wasn't like a strong win. It wasn't like – it didn't advance his character. And Seth's character just stayed stagnant, just stayed the same. And
I don't know, man. I hated seeing that. Yeah. That pained me. Like, as a fan, I like them both, but I'm more of a fan of Seth. And – I just didn't want to see him laying down like that, like a clean win, 1, 2, 3. I was like, am I seeing shit? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, with Rob Zombie pinning him, man. I was like, gosh.
But I'm ready for the Seth heel turn. I mean, it's time he turned because
they're all gonna.
He's so much
better. Shield thing soon. They were teasing it a little bit on Raw, and right now I just, with everything going on with Seth, with the video game being on the cover, they got those promos going now, you would think he would win, but they can't keep having Braun lose also. I think it really hurts Braun a lot when he loses, like a real lot.
You mean Bray, right?
Bray, excuse me.
Okay.
Braun
doesn't lose. How you doing? But yeah, Bray, dude, his.
Oh yeah, we got to speak about that match. We were gonna go there. We didn't even speak about this match. I'll go first because I'm just like amazed at like how insane that was. Like, it was like watching a movie that just went so somewhere else. And I was just like, what is going on here? Like, I couldn't believe what happened. Like, him going and smashing that truck backwards. It's like what I would like, us as fans, what we would like fantasize about what would happen. Maybe it would be the other way around, though, and Reigns would be in the back of that truck. The ambulance gets smashed. But I thought it was fantastic. I liked the way it ended, where he jumped in and, bang. What did you think of it, Clint?
I thought the match, Braun looked strong as hell.
Yeah.
He literally, 85% of that match, Braun dominated that match. That was Braun's match. Roman Reigns, he just looked like a bitch, pretty much.
Yeah.
He didn't look good in that match at all. And Braun's character of a monster, I think, just went to the next level, especially when he got thrown through the Titantron. And
yeah, I like that spot where it went through.
It was, yeah, I mean, and then he gets back up, and it's just, dude can't stay down. Like, you can't keep Braun down. And
I like when he threw him back up on the stage, even though it kind of made no sense. But it looked really great. Like, he really threw him, you know what I mean? Like, of course, Reigns was a part of that whole spot right there, but it was like, that's the kind of nonsense you would expect from a big goon like Braun, to be right where the ambulance is and be like, just throw him back up on the fucking stage. Even though the whole objective of the match is to put the damn man in the ambulance, he decides to just chuck him, just launch him right back onto the stage ramp. What did you think of it, Clint? I mean, not Clint. Nate.
Man, any day where I see Roman get beat up is a good day. And there's no one who does the job better than Braun Strowman. It's like an art. It's down to an art form now when Braun beats up.
Yeah, Braun really sets the tone. It really is like some art. Like, there's so many highlights now that we have in our minds with all this. Like from the first time with the ambulance. Continue. My fault.
The ambulance and
yeah,
man, the whole thing was nuts, and they made Braun look incredible, and they made Roman look like shit.
But at the end, Roman looked like a maniac, looked completely psycho.
Like, Roman loses, he's a sore loser, goes after Braun, and then does this crazy mess. Like, I read something online about how the next night Roman is on Raw after committing attempted murder, and no one thought to handcuff him.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy how they should have kept going with that and made him the badass. Like on Raw, they should have done something like that, like fake police and all that, right?
You could have fought the fake police.
Yeah, they could have had fake police the next day, because the whole problem is everyone looks at him. I think a lot of people look at him as like a little bit of a pretty boy, maybe, because the girls really like Roman Reigns. That's not why I like him. I just think he's overrated. He has like 3 moves, and he's really not that good on the mic. There's nothing really to him. That's my whole thing. That's why I don't like Roman Reigns. But I think because he sells a lot of merchandise, he's a good-looking guy, obviously, because the girls really dig him. I just feel like besides that, like there's everything I like about wrestling, he doesn't portray. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have mad moves. There's nothing really exhilarating he does in the ring. He's not a great talker. His outfit is the same old ass outfit, and that's another big problem. They should have repackaged that man like they repackaged Seth and Dean. You know, he should have had new music. Just like with NWO, like when that was all over, they didn't have one of the guys still walking out with that music, or am I wrong?
Nobody did.
No one did. That was it. It was over. That's what they should have done. And now when they do the reunion, it's gonna be a big pop, but we're used to hearing that music. Imagine if we haven't heard that music in years, and then all of a sudden, dun, we would, and then you see all 3 of them coming through the fucking ring from there. It would have been insane, but like
the last time DX came out and the music popped.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Or when Road Dogg and Billy Gunn came out, was it last year, a couple years ago?
Yeah,
like WrestleMania 31, I think.
When that music pops, it's like everybody goes crazy.
Exactly.
Because we haven't heard it in so long, but now it's like we're conditioned. Oh, this music comes on, Roman. The only thing that'll make a difference is that whole. When Shield comes out, they do that whole Sierra Hotel, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you would know it's Shield.
I feel like, yeah, they're going to do that. They have to do that. That little, like, news clipping kind of sound in the beginning where they start naming a bunch of different stuff. But still, like, they should have gave Roman new music. That was so stupid, but I just feel like the people in the back, they really are pushing Roman where they're like, you know, Vince is probably like, oh, we got to keep Roman with that music. Everyone loves that music. It's the Shield's music, you know? We got to keep it with that. And he continued to roll with it, but they gave him all the same shit. Like, they slowly started changing the outfits on all of them, and it worked out great. You know, it defined each member. But Roman still kind of looks the same, you know? Still kind of looks the same. So... But
one other thing I wanted to mention before we move on. How about, was it 4 matches in a row somebody got busted open on the pay-per-view?
Oh, with Matt Hardy, right?
Well, Matt got busted open. I think Alexa Bliss busted her lip.
Yeah, she did.
Roman got busted open during the match. and there was somebody else who got
Well,
busted open too.
Braun got that blood look too when he got out of the ambulance.
Well, we know that was fake though, but there were guys were really getting busted open, and that was like that's probably the most people I've seen busted open on WWE in a while.
Do you think the Matt Hardy one was a cut that he did himself, or that was El Natural?
That was natural right there, just because it hit that bone like right there. Which is kind of pressure.
Yeah, because usually you don't cut from up top.
I mean, it was right here, which is a very painful cut, and like it bleeds like a bitch too. Whenever you get cut here, like around the eye, it flows. It flows back.
Because he was known to cut himself like for the shows a lot. I've seen him like a lot of shows, even independent shows.
Yeah, but you always cut like your forehead, like in the crevices and stuff,
Yeah.
Not like around your eyes.
Yeah.
Stuff, no.
You never know. It may have been an oopsie, but I just didn't catch where that happened, where he would bleed like that. So I was wondering what you guys thought of that. Is there anything else to talk about when it comes to actual Raw? I mean, the pay-per-view or no? Or even Raw? Trying to think.
Well,
we got to talk about Samoa Joe now and everything on Raw. So what's your take on everything with Samoa Joe now with Raw and Brock and everything?
Me or this guy?
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go with you, Nate.
Oh my God. Like, Roman looked completely out of place during this promo.
I agree.
He's just there. Every time he said something, he got no reaction at all. It's like he's basically just talking to himself in the corner. And it was all about Joe and Brock. And it's a bad day for you when Brock is making a better promo than you. And even Brock is like really stepping his game up. I think it's just because of Joe. Like they're feeding off each other. And it's working really well, the Brock and Joe thing. I think better than the Goldberg and Brock thing.
No one wants to see Roman Reigns involved with this crap at all. I don't know. They could have done this fake cop angle and had him get in trouble and all this type of shit, and it would have made him more badass. So stupid. What do you think of it, Clint?
If they actually would have done kind of like a police thing with him, they could have had like Roman Reigns like mugshot T-shirts and stuff. Like there could have been merchandise to go along with his whole "I almost killed a man" thing. I mean, they lost out on some money there, which is unusual for them. And yeah, I do agree. Roman Reigns in the ring with Joe and Brock on Monday was just weird. Like he was kind of like the guy in the corner who was trying to say a couple things that were kind of funny or kind of like taking shots at him, but it was just like, dude, shut up,
Yeah, he stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it was weird. But I think WWE right now, they're not sure if they want to go Joe Brock or Joe Roman for SummerSlam. I think they're kind of trying to weigh their options of what they want to do. Fans want to see Joe Brock, but you know how Vince loves his Roman Reigns. So I kind of think this three-way, or not three-way, but Joe and Roman is kind of, I think they're just trying to just throw some ideas out to see what they like more, not what the fans like more, for SummerSlam. But
the thing, my voice is cracked. The thing that just throws me off is the whole fact with Braun now. Braun wasn't seen on Raw, right? So is Braun taking a vacation now?
He has to be there next Monday night. I mean, he's got to be there.
So what's going to happen? Is Braun just going to move on from this? Like, they're still the man almost got killed by Roman Reigns, and now they're trying to move on from this? How does this make any sense?
I don't think so.
Storyline-wise, this makes no sense at all.
I'm betting next week Braun comes back because, again, no one's seen or heard from Braun. Now then it's going to be 2 weeks, basically, or a week. So he'll come back and he'll destroy Roman next week, either before the match or during his match, like he'll be the reason why Roman does not win or gets a disqualification win for SummerSlam. That way,
Yeah, that's a
That's
good,
a good
pretty
point.
nice prediction. I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
and then Braun on up this truck thing. I think it's going to be the best, most brutal beatdown we've seen so far.
Is he gonna break out the ambulance again? You gonna hear him come in with the ambulance, maybe?
The one that's all
No
busted
ambulance,
up
I
too.
think-
I'm not through with you.
I think it's whatever happens. I think it's going to be. It has to be on a higher level than what happened at the pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like this guy tried to take your life, like storyline wise, of course. For anyone that's watching, thinking that we think this is real, of course. This is a male soap opera. We enjoyed this, okay? It's like a TV show you may like. So, but when I'm getting back to what I was saying, like he tried to take his life storyline wise. How can he just move? I just don't get it, man. I think it's so dumb they didn't take advantage of this craziness and continue on with Roman Reigns. They should have had some kind of repercussions. The cops could have came while he was in the ring with those guys on Raw and took him away. That would have been crazy. People would have been popping in the stage in the arena. Like people would have been nuts. Like, whoa, what's going on here? People would have been chanting. Maybe they would have went, yes, yes, because a lot of fans hate Roman Reigns that are at these live events. He gets booed like crazy. You may have caught the yes chants. That would have been pretty funny. What else we got to speak about, Nate? Or would you like to speak about?
Well, we saw the Hardy Boys on Raw.
Oh, yes, we have to speak about that.
Being as broken as they've been in WWE thus far.
Did you see my meme with the Friends meme?
Yes, with Joey.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Did you see that, Clint?
No.
Oh, man, you got to watch it. It's on my Instagram. Shit, it was so funny. Like, basically, it showed reactions to when he was like Jeff was like, what did you guys think? We were just going to fade away and classify ourselves as obsolete? And then he goes to, like, Joey being like, like, oh, he said, you know? And then Matt comes in with the whole delete thing after. And he goes back to Joey like, I told you, and this and that, to Chandler. It's so funny. You guys see it on my Instagram, but which is Real DJ Delz, by the way. Man, I am just dying for this to go full circle. I think that it's going to happen on that date, on the 17th, right?
7/17
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah, because they got the 7 guillotine, whatever the hell it is.
Deities.
What's it called? 7 guillotines or whatever. They got that. So 7, 17, 7. There's 3 7s in there. So man, I'm psyched. I'm psyched. Hopefully they do it right. You know, WWE is gonna put their own little spin on things, and that's one thing I'm a little worried about. We'll see. How do you think they would bring it in, Nate?
Well, I think because, see, I really wish they would have went with what was in my head, that they got this beat down, they're devastated, they go away, that they're not even on Raw this week, and then next week they come back broken. That would have made more sense. But I kind of like where they're going with this. They had them in the ring after their match, and it was like, and then what's his face? The Revival came down and beat them down again.
I think I predicted that too, with the Revival kicking their asses. What do you think of the whole thing, Clint?
I'm not too sure how they're going to go forward with this. I mean, I guess you just
cut you off. Sorry about that, Nate.
But I just kind of think you just gotta just take Matt and Jeff, just beat the crap out of them for as many weeks as it takes. You know, Gallows and Anderson, they just keep beating on him, and Revival beat on him and just beat them broken. I mean, I really don't know how they're going to they're going to do this and not make it seem so predictable and almost cheesy. Because
yeah, that's the whole thing I have.
The writers suck. WWE writers are trash right now. They're trash, and hopefully Matt and Jeff guide them how they would like their new characters to start. Hopefully, because I mean, I'm sure Matt and Jeff know how they want to do it, but they don't have the freedom like they did in TNA or Impact, or now it's GFW.
Yeah, we'll talk about Impact too. There's a few things I want to speak about with that. I would like it to be something kind of funny. You know, I hope that they do some humor again with this, because it was so silly. It was like, and ridiculous. It was funny. And that's what I liked about it. I hope that it's something quick and they just become these characters again, you know, like them almost like trying to figure out, like, how can they compete with all this now? They just can't compete with these people as Matt and Jeff, you know. Maybe they figure out a way to get these powers really quickly. It's got to be something quick, you know. I don't know how.
Braun just beats the crap out of him. I mean, Braun could make him broken, I bet. I mean, the dude's a monster, you know. The monster creates broken vessels. Boom, T-shirt, you know. They got
it. And another thing too, before I forget, I hope that they have these great vignettes again, because that's what the greatest part of it was. I don't really think it was the matches. It was more or less the vignettes, the little videos they were doing, and the promos they would cut in the ring, of course. I mean, I love their wrestling, don't get me wrong. I think they're fantastic in ring, especially for their age. They wrestle better than people that are younger than them. But the vignettes, the videos, the humor, the ridiculousness,
boxing a kangaroo, and
that kind of stuff.
It's crazy stuff.
That's what us fans need. We want to see Smoking Joe Frazier and George Washington and Vanguard One and Senior Benjamin and King Maxwell and Rebby. Like, we want to see all that.
Yeah.
Like, and if they don't have that, and even the guy what's the butler guy that they have?
Like his scribe.
Yeah, his scribe, dude. He would delete. And the Hardy complex. All that stuff was mad funny. So, like, that's a big part of the whole gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
And the question is, will they do all that?
Well, I do know from what Matt just said that they financed all those shoots themselves, because TNA didn't put a dime into those videos. That was all on Matt and Jeff's dime. Mm-hmm. And so technically they should own those, but of course TNA, Impact, GFW is playing, you know, we own them, even though you guys didn't pay for them. Matt and Jeff did. But I can't see Vince letting Matt and Jeff go to North Carolina and do their own shoots and have that much freedom. Vince is too much of a control freak.
But they've been going to North Carolina, I think, every week with their families. I follow them on social media, you know, and I feel like I see him back home all the time. So, like, I think I'm pretty sure they give them a little bit of freedom since they're OGs in the game, you know. Well,
I mean, to actually let them shoot like their new
in that
like their
area.
New gimmicks at the compound, and then say, here's our tape, played on Monday. Because you can see WWE, like the smart heads, being like, "Oh no, we can't have this. You're boxing an elephant. That doesn't make any sense. No, we can't have that. You fell into a lake and you came out as Willow. No. That's just ridiculous. We can't have that. You know, they don't let their guys have that much freedom, and that concerns me. That Matt and Jeff just let them take it and run. You know, I mean, that's what they did for a year. They just ran with it.
Yeah, they just did whatever they want.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
But there is hope, because if you really look at things, when something is popping lately, I feel like they're letting these guys be a little free with it. Like, for instance, the New Day. They were doing a lot of stuff. You could definitely tell it was whatever they wanted to do. Whatever was hot as far as the internet memes and all that during their run, they were always popping all that. What are those? Remember with the what are those? They did the what are those right away. Like, what are those video was like viral within like 24 hours. Raw went on, and they did one of those. And usually, like WWE is like late to the party with that kind of stuff, and like they were always doing that. Like any kind of catchphrase, anything like that, they basically let them do all that. I'm sure that wasn't the writers. I'm sure it was the three guys doing all that. And even that rap battle. Did we talk about the rap battle or no?
Yeah, we
did talk about that. Okay. You know, they had some free vibes going with all that. They did edit that out on the replay and everything, but we'll see how it goes down. I have a question for you guys. If you guys can choose, do you want, like, if you could like choose, you had a genie in front of you and you had one wish, but you had one choice, we'll say. You can have the whole gimmick back with Matt and Jeff on TNA. That'll just poof. It'll continue back to where it was, or the Hardys where they are right now. And this developing broken thing, what would you choose? WWE or TNA?
TNA.
What about you, Clint? I don't know
TNA.
how big. Were you a huge fan of this thing? I know Clint was. Were you, or?
I would not watch TNA and just look up the Hardys.
Okay. But did you follow all of it? You followed it all?
A good amount of it.
Okay.
Like,
cool.
Especially in like at least the last 6 months of it.
Yeah.
Because like,
I
don't even know anyone who gets that.
They really got me watching
anybody who gets that channel
every single week. Like, they literally got me watching TNA.
Yeah.
I would watch it here and there because I like EC3, but I stopped watching as soon as they left. I was like, I'm done with this shit. You know what I mean? One
guy that I really like is Eli Drake.
Yeah,
I really like that dude.
When he's like dummy.
Yeah. Like I like him. Like, his gimmick is kind of stupid, but it's
no. I like Eli Drake, ECW, EC3, and I'm dyslexic, man. You see, when we on the live chat, you see the retardedness come out of me, man. I'm saying I'm all backwards, but EC3, Eli Drake is really good on that show.
And of course, Moose he's not my favorite, but Moose has a lot of potential in my opinion.
What do you think about Bobby Lashley?
Nah, I've never cared much for him in WWE or TNA or fighting mixed martial arts. I've never liked the guy. I never connected with his character across.
Even with WWE, you didn't like him?
Never did. I mean, I don't hate him like kind of like a Roman Reigns kind of hate.
A lot of people either love Bobby Lashley or hate him. I'm kind of in the middle. Excuse me. I'm not the huge Bobby Lashley fan, but I don't hate. I'm not like he's kind of whatever. A lot of people say he's kind of like boring. You know what I mean? Like his promos he cuts.
He's not the best at promos now.
Yeah,
he's not.
What do you think?
Eli Drake is though.
What do you think of him, Nate? Bobby Lashley.
I think he's all right. I mean, not much to say. I mean, I actually like him better as a professional fighter than as a professional wrestler. But,
well, the rumor is that he's training to go back as a professional fighter. So we'll see. Only time will tell.
He did well.
Mm-hmm. What did you guys think of Alberto Del Rio? Did you guys catch all this that's going on with him?
Yeah, I've read about it.
Did you catch one? There's two major stories with Alberto Del Rio, or El Patron, whatever you want to say. There was one where there was a pay-per-view a while back, and then there's footage that came out where he was talking like so much shit about WWE, just going in on WWE and saying F WWE. He was like, they're what do they call them? Not wrestlers, but they're sports entertainers. He goes, they're sports entertainers. We are wrestlers.
You're all the same guy.
Bobby Lashley, like, just like stuck in the ring, like, oh, God, I want to get out of this ring. I don't want to be here. I don't agree with anything he's saying. You can like see that in his face. Bobby Lashley, come here. Like right when Lashley's like trying to escape, he's like, "Come here, Bobby Lashley," and he's just crazy. I thought that was kind of funny. Did you catch the actual video of that or no?
I watched it.
I caught a clip.
Yeah.
He even went into the crowd and was standing up. I thought it was pretty funny. But unfortunately, what happened after, like recently, was this whole Paige situation where there's audio that came out of a whole situation. I think was it involving the police also?
Yeah, it was at an airport, like at a bar at an airport, like Denver somewhere, and yeah, police were called, and somebody saying that Alberto, they don't really know, but confrontation. Paige was screaming, and I don't know. Paige, I think Paige is kind of halfway psychotic and maybe multiple personalities for Paige. I think she's got a little bit of a screw loose, in my opinion.
What do you think of Paige and everything, Nick?
I think I think wherever these two go, it's just nuts.
It's like drama central. Those are like those people in your life. I don't know if you have them, but I've had them where I always try to cut them out now because I'm too old for that drama. But like those people that have been in your life where there's always drama surrounding them. You know, there's always something.
Yeah.
There's always something that happens, and that's what it is with them. I think Paige is just dumb, and she's kind of mischievous, and she likes to fuck, obviously. Forget about the editing. I mean, when you see her sitting on the couch with one guy and then getting from the back from another, you know, and they're filming it openly, different camera angles. To her sitting in the bathroom practicing enhancing the tailpipe, we'll say.
That was actually a pretty good one. She was
I mean, she's openly like training herself to enhance her performances in the near future. I'm just trying to say it in a polite way. Yeah, to expand her horizons, we'll say. You know, this is a family show here, guys. If you catch her drift, but I mean, I love it though. You know, I love girls like her when I was younger, but you know, you don't marry a girl like that.
No, you don't. You don't marry a Paige. No.
Yeah, you know,
that girl's just trouble. Just trouble.
I mean, she seems like fun. Like I like her. I like her. She's like a girl I would hang out with, but I just
make sure you got a friend that can bail you out once the night's done. If you're out with Paige.
And I think Alberto Del Rio, he's just a wild guy, you know? He's just a wild guy.
Bro, did you hear about that? Because WWE SmackDown is going to be in San Antonio next week, I think?
No, it was. Oh, it was this week, I think. And then he mentioned, oh, you guys come to the restaurant I'll be at, and if you want to meet, we could fight. I'll buy you a drink after, something like that. He said,
"Cause I'm a good man.
Cause I'm a good man."
He's like, "Let me beat your ass, and then I'll buy you a drink."
Yeah, and I think he was just really upset with the Usos and New Day because they brought back up that whole thing about the sex tapes, allegedly. But he got arrested. That whole situation with him getting arrested, or being held by the police, or this, down, the third. I don't know, man. It's constant drama, you know. Constant drama. Constantly. So, but hey, I wish them well. I wish the Lovebirds well. Listen, I gotta cut out of here at 8 o'clock, so I'm gonna just give you guys a 5-minute warning. Is there anything else we want to speak about tonight?
AJ Styles, the champ.
Oh yeah. Okay. AJ Styles, he won the house show. We definitely got to speak about that. Wow. His SmackDown was pretty whack besides that, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Ever since Ellsworth got kicked off, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Ellsworth is everything to that company.
Shit.
I'm going to cry.
That dude's never coming back.
I love Ellsworth. So AJ Styles won this house match. It was all over Twitter and social media. I mean, I thought it was cool, but at the same time, me personally, we pay $9.99 a month for this, network. Why couldn't we have at least watched the damn show? Because they didn't even show it in its entirety still, correct?
No.
So we still can't see it unless it's little clips. But, I guess they're trying to hit us with that old school vibe. How did you feel about it, Clint?
I mean, I know last year they were showing some matches that took place in like Japan that they showed on the network. It was like Brock versus Big Show or something, like a Japan match that was like between pay-per-views. And I mean, so they've done it. Like I wish they would have just done like the Madison Square Garden live, like a one-time thing. Check it out, just
definitely only on the network.
Hype it up, this is like the greatest place in the world to be. Check it out, and then boom, they throw it with the title change. I mean, that just would have, I think, helped out fans and the network, and just to create more buzz to go to house shows. Because me personally, if it's not live on TV, I don't go to it because I don't do house shows. Like there's a house show south of me a couple hours, like 2 weeks ago. It was a SmackDown like house show, and I didn't go to it because I don't want to see house shows because there's no guts to them. It's just acting, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't matter. So this could have been a big push for them to say, look, go to house shows. You know how how he appeared at a house show in Boston a couple years ago, if you remember.
Oh yeah, with Bo Dallas, correct?
Yeah.
Hey, keep talking because people are watching. I'm just going to grab my charger real quick, okay?
Yeah.
And if you're done, then Nate, say your opinion.
But yeah, like how the Rock was at a house show, he appeared just out of the blue, like it was total shock, and the pop from the crowd was crazy for that house show. And WWE then the next week said, make sure you go to house shows because you never know who you might see, what you might get. The Rock could be there, Stone Cold could be there, and this is just a really good time for them to say, a house show you might see a title change or something. So I think they really dropped the ball by just releasing like cell phones that record the match for like a minute. That was a big L, in my opinion.
I don't think it was because, I've heard from people that have been to live events and been to the TV tapings that the live shows are better for the fans. Like you have more of a chance to like interact. They can do things that they can't do on TV because they don't necessarily have to stay 100% in character because there are no cameras. And I hear overall, because it's a more intimate setting overall, because it's not like these huge venues. And from everything I hear, it's like a better experience to be there as a fan. I hear it really sucks to be at a live TV taping because it's like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of noise, you don't hear the announcers at all, and it just is not worth the value, which is why a lot of people stop going, and like they're not sold out every week like they used to be. But you still see NXT is still consistently sold out or close to sold out because they do things like, because they do a ton of shows and they do a lot of things in their like not recorded shows that, like for example, when Samoa Joe and Nakamura were still in, didn't Joe win a belt on
at
a
a
live
house show
event in NXT?
Yeah.
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 So I think they tried it there first, and now they're trying it, and they increased ticket sales, and now they're trying it with their actual one of their main products, and I think that's why they did it. End of thought.
I can stay on a little longer. I needed to talk to someone real quickly. It's like emergency down my neighborhood. So my opinion, I said already with the AJ Styles the house match. I kind of just wish that they allowed us to actually watch it, you know, because the only way to watch it is live through clips that people posted from their phone, and they should provide that. But they had to film that. Maybe down the line they'll post that, and we'll be able to watch that. What do you guys think of the Miz and what's going on with his entourage? We'll go with you first, Nate.
Oh my God, Bo Dallas. What are they doing to
He's
that
like, YMCA.
Wow. And who was it that was making fun of him, saying that he was gonna go sing Freebird or something?
Oh yeah, man.
Like, and he's wearing those like expensive like jeans with the dirt stains on them that somebody got like scolded it on Twitter for selling, like Nordstrom or whatever. Oh my God, it's terrible. But it reminds me of I even said it on Twitter. I said I thought we were gonna get Bo Wyatt, but we got the American Badass Bo Dallas instead. Terrible.
What did you? So you thought it was like? How do you feel about it? Do you like? Are you entertained by it though, or are you like feeling like this needs to be scrapped, or are you kind of like 50-50 with it?
It's funny, but I mean, hopefully they do something with it. I'm just glad that he's on TV because I think he, like Miz said in his promo, he's underutilized. So.
Yeah, I liked how he did that. You see, that's one thing I like about Miz. Once again, another week, he's always talking about what is going on with wrestling. Like he's like doing shoots, you know, like these guys that were sitting in the back doing nothing. They were underutilized, and now I made them A-list celebrities and this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. I like it. I like what's going on. I just don't understand the wardrobes. Besides that, I personally love it. I think it's entertaining.
I don't get it at all. It's so weird. Like, and they're all dressed differently.
Yeah, that's the YMCA whole vibe. We were talking on Twitter. Like, why are they dressed so differently? Like, think about the show Entourage. Like, you guys watch that show, right?
Never have.
Holy moly.
Absolutely.
Never have.
Love that show.
Nate, you love it?
Love it.
I love it too. I love it too. But hey, not everyone does, clearly. Hey, it's all right. I just got into The Walking Dead last year, and I binge watched through it twice. So, you guys watch Walking Dead?
Oh, hell yeah.
You, Nate? Okay.
Yep.
We may have to do something with that too. Maybe we'll do like wrestling / Walking Dead, because that would be kind of fun in October. Oh, right? October,
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Hey man, it's closer than you think.
Do you guys watch The Fear of the Walking Dead?
Yeah, I watched it. The mid-season finale was last Sunday night.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought he was getting scalped. Like when he was
that was badass. I was waiting for just to rip that bitch off.
When he was behind him, I thought he was I was like, oh man. It was kind of crazy how they ended it, like with the girl trying to like get him to kill himself.
Yeah.
And then the son what's the son's name again? The one that was a junkie and then he became clean.
I'm really bad with names, because I don't really connect with the characters.
Yeah, same with me.
I don't really care if they live or die, but if Daryl dies, we riot.
Oh no, Daryl can never die.
That dude, if he dies, it's game over.
Daryl has to live. I don't want any of them to die, you know. I really don't want to. I even like Carol. Like Carol's a pisser.
Carol's a badass, man. Carol was she was so weak for like almost 3.5 seasons, and then you don't F with Carol. I wouldn't. She is badass. But one dude who needs to die though is Morgan. Dude, I can't stand Morgan.
Yeah, he's washed.
I think, kill him.
I think his character is kind of like
Shady.
it's over. You know what I mean? Like if he's gonna keep ping ponging from crazy savage dude to peaceful guy with the stick, you know, it's like he went back to the savage guy, and then it's too much back and forth. I like the storytelling when they went back and he was like, he met that guy who taught him about, you know, discipline and all that stuff and the arts and martial arts and all that. I thought that was cool. But then when he resurfaced, and then Carol kind of talked him back into his senses, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they were in the basement. They had one of the wolves as a prisoner.
Yeah.
And Carol wanted to kill him, and Morgan was like, "No, you can't kill him. You know, he's a peaceful soul, or where the hell that stupid BS he was saying." Yeah, and then Morgan got peaceful and kind of messed up Carol, made her kind of normal.
Yeah.
For about a season. That pissed me off.
The funniest thing with Carol was, where do they live? What's it called? Alexandria, right? Is that where they live now? Yeah. Was when they first went to Alexandria, and you see Carol, she's like
she was making pies and she was making cookies, and man, she will slit every throat in here.
She went from blood. Like the crazy, like just killing everything in sight. So like, hey, oh, I'm sorry about your loss of your son. I baked you some nice pies. Tuna carousel, whatever the hell it is, man. I don't eat that shit. I'm Filipino. I don't eat carousel, whatever it is, you know, with the macaroni and the pasta and all that. I mean, and the tuna.
Like a casserole.
Casserole, yeah. I was like, yo, that shit is so funny to me, man. I just was like, and then the girl, when the mother, the woman who was running the town at the time, she took the note and left the food out. I remember that show like everything, man, because I watched it twice. I was like so blown away. Because at first I was watching, I was like, this is just a whole bunch of just gore, and it's stupid. I don't get it. But I was like, there's so many people that watch this. They're like, there's people I know that hate horror movies and all that like gore stuff, and they're watching. Oh, I love it. I love Daryl. Da 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 da. So I said, oh, if this freaking girl and this dude's watching this, this gotta be more to it. I'm gonna force myself to watch it, and I watch more. And then before you know it, I'm like hooked. And I'm watching and watching. My wife's like, why are you watching this disgusting shit? I'm like, just sit and watch. And then I had to start the season all over again with her. Like, at first it wasn't an instant connection because I didn't watch it from the beginning. And it wasn't like what another show I was late to was with Walter White. What the hell is it called again?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. I watched that. I was like, yo. I was late to it, but when I watched the first episode, I said, at first I was like, what is this crap? And then by the end, I was like, holy shit, I'm sitting here for like 20 hours watching this on a marathon on this box right now. Just keep watching and watching, binge watching. That was a show too. That was a great show, man. But I can't wait for The Walking Dead to come back. The Fear of the Walking Dead, this episode that passed was pretty clever how they ended it. And I liked how they barely showed the head of the guy, the old man, in the bag at the end. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm sure there's people. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button too and share this if you like this if you love this podcast. And keep in mind, I also have this on iTunes. So if you love the audio, listen to it. You can download it for free. And guess what? I have to pay for that. So take advantage of it. I pay for it to be up there. And it's free for you. So check it out. And as far as wrestling, what else we got to talk about? Is there anything else you could think of?
No. Whoa.
Austin Aries. Thoughts?
Oh.
Nate, go with you first.
I really want to know why, because 1 minute it's he requests a release, the next minute it's WWE fired him.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. Back and forth, different. It's a mixed bag. What do you think?
Well, I think Austin was not very happy about his role as a cruiserweight, and some of the guys said that his attitude backstage was just very, very negative. So, I mean, I've heard the same thing. He quit. He got fired, and nobody knows. But I hope, though, that wherever he goes to next, ROH or back to TNA, that he rejuvenates himself and gets more than just a freaking cruiserweight, you know?
Well, I think if he goes to TNA, Impact, what is it called? Global Force Wrestling
GSW now. I don't know what the hell it's even called anymore.
Which I think it's good. Global Force Wrestling sounds more like an actual wrestling company. Impact sounds like a show. Like you're tuning into Impact, like just like you're tuning into Raw, you know.
And TNA has always been like, you know, tits and ass.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much it's TNA.
You know? How you gonna have kids watching that? Like, I have kids. Oh, here, we're watching TNA. Kids. You know, my kids love wrestling, especially my younger one. She's, like, crazy with wrestling, which is insane. I can't believe how much she loves it. But I think that if they should grab him right away, and he's going to be a huge star because people really liked him. Yeah. And I heard that the whole issue was that he was like kind of difficult to work with. Now, this is just rumor from all these dirt sheets and all these websites and all that stuff, like that he was pretty demanding what he wanted and whatnot. But I felt like he should have got more than what he was getting because I found him pretty damn entertaining on TV. He was the only one that really could compete against Neville. And that was the problem with 205 Live, in my opinion, is that the talent is just not the same caliber of talent as people like Neville. Like, to me, at least. Like, who is at the same – even – what was the OG, the old guy that came back? Kendrick – what's his name? Kendrick? Brian Kendrick? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He looked old as shit. Like, what was that movie back in the days? Airheads and shit like that? Remember that movie with the rock band and all of that?
Yeah.
It looked like it could have been a part of that movie, man. That was one of Adam Sandler's first movies. Throwback. Showing my age, but I know Clint's right there with me.
37.
Yeah.
I look like.
How old are you?
50.
I turn 30 in like 3 weeks.
Oh, you're a baby. Okay.
This bald spot ain't.
Listen, I know people that had that when they were 16 in school. You know. So
terrible.
It's okay. You get a hair piece or something.
Or just
no, people don't do that no more. Hair pieces, right? Like back in the days, you always see like old people, they'd have like hair pieces. You don't see like 40, 30, 40, 50-year-olds wearing hair pieces no more, I don't think.
Or you could just do the Donald Trump and just comb it forward and just like plaster it down so it doesn't move and has that little poof in the front. That'd be kind of awesome.
Yeah, Donald Trump. I want to get hair like Donald Trump. That would be incredible, right? You know, I met Donald Trump once. I didn't really meet him, but I seen Donald Trump, we'll say. And he was tall as hell, man. That dude is freaking tall. I mean, I'm not that short. I'm 5'9". I guess I'm average. But he's tall, dude. I was going on this VIP line to go to this Eminem MTV. They were doing this taping, and I was invited to go. So I'm waiting, and I see Donald Trump coming, and he like kind of maneuvers and cuts the line. It wasn't a long line. There was just like 5 people on the side of the building, and he goes, and my name's Donald Trump, and if I'm not in this building in 5 minutes, I'm leaving. So call Eminem because he told me to come here. So they called Eminem. I did a whole video on it. So they called Eminem and he got right in, him and his wife. But I remember I was just like, I just was looking at him and I was like, damn, this dude's fucking tall, man. I don't know why. I guess he was maybe one of the tallest people I've ever seen in person because I never really met too many basketball players or anything or just tall people. But I was just like, I didn't know he was that tall. So I think I was tipping back a few. You know, it was a long time ago. This was like 10 years ago. So I was in my 20s.
So you actually might have been sitting down the whole time, possibly.
What happened?
So you might have been sitting down the whole time because you were drinking a lot, and he just looked tall because you're sitting.
No, I was at the Hammerstein Ballroom. They were shooting this promo for the Eminem Show album. And it's actually on TV, and you'll actually see me. Well, it's on YouTube. You'll actually see me in the Method Man scene where Method Man's introducing Eminem or some shit like that. They had a whole promo where it was all about like being the president, and Eminem's being like dressed up as the president and all kinds of stuff. And then they had people representing the whole election and all that, and Method Man was one. And ironically, Donald Trump was another person. And he like introduces Eminem as the next president or something like that, which is funny because like later on, Eminem dissed Donald Trump on a song, and I did a whole video saying like talking about how could you diss someone that you used to be rocking with because it's not the in thing to do, you know? You had him on your show, like I seen it with my own two eyes, you know. Like, it was kind of fake, you know? But let's try to stay away from the political shit here. I know people's nipples get all twisted.
Like, being triggered whenever we say Trump, it's like, Trump. Oh, my God.
Trump is like, that's like anti-fascism, you know? Don't say that word.
Right. Now it's a home freaking.
We lost 20 people just now. Yeah, people hate hearing that. You can't talk about that shit. This like generation is so like just they get triggered so quick. Like it even became a word, triggered.
Yeah.
Like, remember that word 20 years ago, 10 years ago? You had your opinion and that was it. You know, you move on.
Not anymore, they don't.
Oh my God. God forbid you think something different than the next. I mean, if someone thinks different than me, like, or vice versa, I just take it for what it is. You guys got different opinions. Move on, you know? Nice t-shirt, by the way. I see that. Just noticing that now. That's a beautiful t-shirt. That t-shirt is my Sneaker Addict t-shirt, available now. Link in the bio. Make sure to pick it up. And all of their information is already in my bio right now. Here, so subscribe here, but also subscribe to their YouTube channels. It is in the bio. Definitely follow everything they're doing. Is there anything else we want to speak about?
Nah.
I don't think so.
Oh, what about Rusev? Anything with Rusev? Your face remind me of Rusev. You did a little thing right there. What happened with Rusev this week? Anything?
He attacked Cena.
Yeah, he did. That's what I thought.
I think that was about it, if I remember.
Match, right?
So who do you think is going to be the guy to fight AJ Styles at SummerSlam?
I'll let someone else go first. I don't know.
Is it going to be John Cena?
John Cena!
You sound like Jericho right there. That's what I would like to see. John Cena! Jericho!
Who's going to fight Johnny Boy?
No, who's going to fight? Who's going to fight
AJ Styles?
AJ Styles. Is it going to be Johnny Boy? Can we see Jericho coming back?
I hope so.
But weren't you guys saying last week, one of you, that he's still on tour?
His U.S. tour is done, but I guess he has a European one going on now or something. I don't know. But his tour was it was done at the end of July, but then he's touring somewhere else now. I'm not too sure where.
I think he has a pretty decent fan base with his music. So good for him. I mean, it's just bad timing for us fans that love what he's doing right now, you know. But so is it going to be John Cena? Can you guys see anyone else?
For like SummerSlam match or for Battleground?
Oh, yeah, for Battleground. Well, Battleground's already set in stone, isn't it? Or no?
AJ was the contender at Battleground against Owens for the belt. So it'll probably just be Owens versus
it's a
AJ
rematch.
Battleground then, I bet. Because AJ won the Battle Royal SmackDown last week to get the right for Battleground, but then won it at a house show, so it kind of like threw that whole.
That's what I'm saying. And then this week on Raw, they had a team match where it was AJ Styles and John Cena versus who was it again?
Kevin Owens and was it Rusev? No.
I believe.
Yeah.
Nah, it was
Who was it? I fast forward through half the match, I think.
Damn, I forgot who.
Can't remember
I
who it
guess
was.
it wasn't that important.
That was just last night too, I think, right? Yeah.
Leave in the comments. You guys know what the match was. I'm trying to think what the damn match was.
It was Kevin Owens and Jesus the Coked Up Chicken.
Hold up 1 second.
'Standing by.
42 seconds later.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to see here.
SmackDown results from last night.
Okay. Damn, it's all right. Obviously, it's not that freaking important. I think SmackDown was pretty shitty. Let's just get to the point. That's basically what it comes down to. SmackDown was terrible this week.
Jinder fought somebody last night.
Did he?
And he won clean too. Oh, it was Ty Dillinger.
Oh, okay.
And Jinder actually looked pretty strong too.
Well, he should. He's the champ.
And the
And
proactive
he's
working
way
too.
bigger than Ty Dillinger. Pause. He's a way bigger dude. Jinder Mahal, I've seen live, I think twice at 2 house shows I went to. No, 1 house show, and then I seen him at WrestleCade in North Carolina. And he's actually a pretty tall dude. He's really a tall dude. He's no like short dude. And Ty Dillinger looks like he's like 6 foot tall, if that. So, you know. What about what's going on with Finn Balor? Anything right there with Finn Balor? Oh, we got him and the
Elias
guitar guy.
Sampson.
Elias Sampson.
I hate that
You
guy.
still ain't feeling him, right?
No, to me, he's about the same as Ellsworth. Just throw him out the trash. You know, just
Oh,
let him
God.
go. Let him go.
Wow.
Come on,
Let him
man.
go.
Ellsworth? How can
Ellsworth
you God.
gone.
Ellsworth?
Send him to
Ellsworth is
GFW.
everything. That's why the show was terrible this week. For Christ's sake.
Shit.
Ellsworth is everything. I'm gonna make a poster.
What
Ellsworth is everything.
What would you do for some crazy scenario if Ellsworth got the belt down the line? Like
He should get the
actually
belt.
got the belt. Would it be as bad as David Arquette getting the belt?
Nah,
Would
never.
it be
That
on
was the
that
worst.
level? Or
That was the absolute worst.
I think it'd be almost the same as Arquette with the storied WCW belt. I think it'd be. I mean, it's that sets the bar. You know what I'm saying?
The bar.
That sets the bar. Ellsworth, that
Ellsworth-
damn belt would like cover
You didn't
his,
miss Ellsworth on
his
TV
whole
this
chest.
week.
No, no, miss that chicken looking
Or no?
your face.
Hey, man. I told you, man. Ellsworth is the man.
Shit. Oh no, put it away.
Look at that man.
Is
For those listening to the audio, I'm showing a Ellsworth t-shirt. Incredible.
I wonder if that's above his bed at night. That's the last thing he sees before he goes to sleep every night. Is James
Right.
Ellsworth.
Think about it. He was an independent wrestler that did extra work for WWE. He was one of the Rosebuds too, which is pretty high up there if you're one of the Rosebuds.
Clearly.
Braun Strowman was a Rosebud.
Everyone who was a Rosebud is doing pretty good, I think.
The Rosebuds are doing better than Adam Rose, or now he's Kruger. Doing better.
I think he's retiring from like independent wrestling.
Yeah. This is last year from what he said on Twitter. This is it for Kruger.
I don't think people are really looking to see Adam Rose at an independent show. I don't think he's a draw,
No, about the same as Jack Swagger, probably.
Yeah, Jack Swagger's not a draw. I mean, he was up around my way at an independent show. I didn't really try hard. I found out it was like a 45-minute drive. I was like, hell no.
Ooh.
If it was like a 20-minute drive, I would have went, but just
In
to
his
watch.
gym clothes.
45 minutes, too far for Jack Swagger, even if it was for free.
Homeless Jack Swagger.
Jack
He looks
Swagger was
sloppy as
good
hell.
when he had what's his name? The old dude.
Zeb Coulter.
Zeb Coulter, yeah, he was good with Zeb Coulter. The high point was when they had that feud with Zeb Coulter, and he was feuding with Alberto Del Rio and his announcer guy. What was his name? Rodriguez. Do you remember his name?
I don't remember, but I know he was the best.
He would be like Alberto Del Rio. You don't remember it?
Yeah,
He was
stupid.
great.
That's stupid.
And Alberto Del Rio rolled in with the fancy cars, and then they started cutting his budget, man. He didn't come in with the fancy cars no more. He didn't have the ring announcer. I mean, that was kind of pimp to have your own person just announcing you. And then it just all flushed down the fucking toilet. And now he's in TNA. He was okay over at Lucha Underground, but that was short. And I heard that they didn't like sign up for a new Lucha Underground. Like all these wrestlers are now doing independent shows that are on Lucha Underground.
Haven't heard.
Like a ton of them are. Which I really enjoyed. I enjoyed Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I was looking at WrestleCade, not WrestleCade. WrestleCade. Is that the show in North Carolina? WrestleCade?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at their website. They have like half of the rosters going to be there. The sexy star girl.
November?
What happened?
That's November?
Yeah, November. You name them, they're going to be there.
Most of those guys can work outside of Lucha, though, because Lucha only tapes for like a month. And then that
But
month
I heard that
goes
they
to,
have really strict contracts.
with
Where they
Lucha.
were, like, stuck with them for a while.
I'm
And
not
now
sure.
they're at all these shows. So who knows? Who knows what's going to go down? But I think we're going to end this show right here. I feel like we're kind of just trying to stretch it out now. I hope you guys enjoyed this show today. Please hit that thumbs up button. Nate, tell them what you got going on, please.
You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Nate_Serpent, SERPANT. And that's about it.
And what about you,
to my
Clint?
YouTube and like all my videos.
Clint, what do we got?
You can check me out on YouTube at youtube.com/franchise kicks. Upload 3 to 4 times a week. Subscribe to my channel, please. Catch me on Twitter at franchise kicks, Instagram at franchise kicks, and like this video and subscribe to the Delz Show.
Please do. We're going to be here next week, guys.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
But next week's show should be a little more exciting because we're getting closer to the actual pay-per-view, I think. But we had some great topics, I thought. I thought today was a pretty good show. Looking at the comments, see if anyone... Shout out to everyone that's watching the show. Betos Kicks, Sir Dabs a lot, John M., who came through, Chris. Shout out to everyone that came through. I'm just reading some of the comments real quickly. Shout out to everyone on the actual replay. We appreciate you guys. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Keep in mind, this is not the Sneaker Addict channel. This is the Delz Show. I'm trying to keep it separate from the sneaker stuff. I love sneakers. The two of these fellas here love them too, but we love other stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed this show right here. Keep in mind, all you got to do is look in the description box below, and you can follow everyone. All the information is there right now. If you're watching live, it's there right now. And if you want more of this, you didn't watch last week's show, I'll have a playlist. You can watch all of our shows. We have, I think we're about 5 or 6 shows deep, so check them all out. Thanks for tuning in, and we out. Peace.